welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show with your hosts, Mo the Service Dog, who is a bit rambunctious and, has liquor issues today, and me, Beanie Man, and my awesome guest and partner and friend and you name it, Jessie Moak.
Hello.
And I'm so glad you're here, and we did not mean networking. Fancy that.
Yes.
We actually, and I forgot who connected us.
Who did? So, when I first moved to Colorado Springs, I think there were a couple of different people that were like, have you heard of Beanie Man? You need to meet her. So I went online and did my internet stalking and saw you out.
Well, thank you. So anyway, so we met, and like they say, the rest is history. Really, because we had this instant connection. And I believe when we meet people, and I know you've had that too, you meet people for the first time, but you feel like you've known them forever. Well, you have, just not this lifetime.
Yeah.
It means the souls have been connected in other lifetimes.
Very true.
So, and it's amazing. I'm in awe every time that happens. It's like, oh, you're my soul sister.
Yeah, like that was definitely like very fast, and within like just a couple of meetings already, it was like, we need to work together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, wow. So Jessie is my public relations manager person. I should know that. For PR person for Matters of Perspective. So it's, And funny story, because, we're both about manifesting things. I manifested her. So, let that sink in. It's like, how the heck did you do that? So, the day before I met you, I knew we were meeting because it was on the calendar, but I was doing something, and I was sitting there, and Miss Attitude here, I put out to the universe, is like, send me somebody who can do this for me. And then I let it go. And I just did what I had to do. And the universe said, all right. And then the very next day, we connected, and bam!
Hell yeah.
Bam! That's how that works. It's like,
heck yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about you.
Oh man, let's see.
Man, are you a native to, let's start with, are you a native to Colorado?
Thank you, because I was going to go into my life story, definitely. Tune in for parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Coming soon.
All right. So no, I am not a native. I have been here for less than a year. I moved in February, so happy Valentine's to me.
Oh, nice.
My Valentine's Day present was Colorado Springs. Amazing.
Did it snow when you came?
We moved right before that bomb cyclone hit.
Oh, so, welcome to Colorado.
Yes. So we came from Illinois, from like the middle of the cornfields, where it was like already pretty bad, like polar vortex crap. Then we come here and we're like, wait, is this what it's like in the winter? But not too bad. I guess if anything, the one thing we didn't really know about was the hail. So we were like, oh great.
Oh hell no! I'm telling you, that hail.
Oh hell no.
Oh hell no.
They're like, you have to like make sure your animals are inside. It's like baseball size. Like,
make sure your insurance is up to date, that you paid up and everything.
So besides that, we absolutely love it, and I think appropriate for your show, like how we kind of found this area, because it was a total like spiritual, energetic experience.
I like that. See, I'm all about that stuff.
Yeah. So right away, like
no coincidences.
People ask me all the time, like, how did you pick this area? And I'm like, do you want like the PC story or the real story, right? Like, but we were actually sitting in our old hometown, like having dinner in Ottawa, Illinois, and somebody walked by wearing a, like, on the sidewalk outside. We were looking out the window and it said Colorado Springs on their t-shirt, and we were like, maybe we should move. We should think about moving. Like,
here's your sign.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I always told myself, like, my mom got sick, as you know, and she had a terminal illness and passed away. And after like being involved in that and seeing that, I was like, okay, this is giving me like the courage I need to like not settle, and I don't want to stay in Illinois. I want to experience other things. So that happened first. Then we saw the t-shirt. Then we came to Colorado, but we stayed in Vail. And we went to like Denver, Castle Rock, we went to Glenwood Springs. We went everywhere except Colorado Springs. and we came here our
Or the
last
best
day.
kept secret.
Yeah. Last day, we went to like, what is it, like Bonton, the cafe in downtown Colorado City.
I love that
Yeah.
one.
So first we go there, we go to Garden of the Gods, and it was like everything just felt right. And we were like, like hair standing on edge, like this
I
is
have
where
chills
we need
right
to be.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it.
Holy crap. So here I am, long story short. I guess, what else besides me? I'm like I do a little bit of everything, right? So I'm a life coach, trained and certified by Coaches Training Institute. I am a PR specialist. I do social media, content creation, so I'm kind of like a creator as well.
Right. So all the social media, my daily posts.
Make sure to follow and like.
That's right. That's right. Matters of Perspective on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. But anyway, so when you go back, you can tell the day. The day Jesse took over.
Well, thank you.
Well, seriously, because the first one I looked at, I was like, hot dog.
Oh.
Where have you been my whole life?
Oh my gosh, well no, I love it. It's so fun. Like I get to sit down and just hammer it out and like think and just like channel and be like, because it's like we're so similar too. It's like, what's my vibe this week? That's gonna be our vibe.
And it is.
And it works.
And it totally works because again, there's no coincidences.
Yeah.
And I think you and I, we really vibrate on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, but it's like when I saw your first post that you put together, I told my husband, I was like, honey, come check this out. This is so cool.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes. No, I love it.
So, which is nice now because I can go and it's like, what are we talking about today?
Exactly. And be like, although I'm like thinking, I tried to hit holidays and I'm like, definitely didn't make a Veterans Day post. Thank you for your service.
Well,
we're sorry.
It happens. It happens.
Oh man.
I haven't posted anything either. By the time this airs, yes, I have.
True. All right, now I
So,
gave away the secret and they know what day it is.
Well, so we're recording this on Veterans Day 2019. It will not air on Veterans Day 2019.
No, it will
not. It will air before Veterans Day 2020.
Sometime between now and next year. Mark your calendars.
It's all good. It's all good. It's like, yes. Well, I mean, and the thing is like, I record these shows and I pick a day in the week and I do a few shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
It's like, how does she have everything all at once? They're all coming out.
I don't know. But then it's the rendering. I mean, the editing part itself is not so time consuming, but it's the rendering and the saving and the uploading.
I see a new team member in our near future.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
I was like, I don't think. Wait, like that's not my responsibility. I don't know how to edit.
No, but I mean, hey, if that's something you like to do, let's talk.
Seriously, right?
Because, the more the better.
Yeah.
I think, and because then I have that luxury to really focus on what's important, and not get sidetracked. I know, I love you too. You can sidetrack me anytime. But not get sidetracked with the details.
Yeah.
Because I'm not now you have it, I'm not a detail-oriented person.
No,
I'm
you're
I'm a big picture.
Yeah, big vision, mastermind, like this is where we're going,
right?
Like, and then, like, I am the type A, super detailed, like, our meeting starts at this time, it ends at this time, this is blah, 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 blah. It's like, I got the details.
And I'm glad there's people like you, because they keep people like me on track.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, I'm more of the big picture, and I sit there, and I get the idea, and then lately, the next thing I do is like, put out to the universe, is like, sure, it'd be nice to have somebody who can take over that part.
And then poof!
And poof!
So for real, it's
happens.
like, it's so cool. It's like as anybody, like, could just come, like, floating into your life and be the next member of the team.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, because it's like, because we all manifest all the time anyway. I mean, you manifested a cat tree.
Yes! I manifested a cat tree. Oh my God.
And I manifested and I needed somebody to buy the cat tree off of me.
Yep. So I am leaving with a luxurious cat tree today.
So, story about the cat tree. So we took our cat back, and she's 14. She's blind. And it's like, my friend Linda, who's an animal communicator, talked to Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell, she wanted to be perched up high. So it's like, we get her a cat tree again. She never used it because she can't see it. And she doesn't have, I mean, when we first got her, she had a little bit of vision left. I believe it's completely gone now. So she didn't have the depth perception anyway, you know, and now she's not even coming down the stairs. But so it's like this brand new cat tree sitting there, and just a couple nights ago I'm looking at it, it's like, man, we bought that, we spent all that money, sure would be nice if we could sell it. And then squirrel, and I went over there.
Oh my God, and like, literally, and let's even like backtrack it even more, because I wouldn't even be able to take it if I wouldn't have like manifested my Jeep Compass that I got earlier this year. Like, now we can, yeah.
No coincidences. And that's just the fun thing. It's like, once you get the hang of the manifesting,
Yes.
isn't it great?
Yeah.
I mean, I still get caught off guard, do you?
Totally. Like, even the cat tree had me caught off guard. I was like, whoa, like, what, this is happening.
What the fire truck?
Yeah.
I mean, it is just, you know, and sometimes I just, and I let it out in the moment. And then I move on. Mm-hmm. And that's really the key.
Well, like so I think this is the secret sauce to manifesting, because like, I didn't even remember the cat tree. Like, I thought about it and I was like, this is something I need and I want in my life. And then I literally, like, no attachment, let it go. Mm-hmm. And then that's when it showed up. Like, when you're, like, obsessively, like, worrying, which is what I normally default to, you're not going to get the thing. Like, then it's like all of your energy is focused on the worry.
You get all the stuff that you don't want.
Exactly.
Because that's where your energy goes.
The lack, the worry, the concern, the stress, like, that's what you get. So with the cat tree, I was like, whatever, that'd be real cool to have a cat tree for my cat. And the universe was like, chill out, girl, here you go.
Right. But that's, so Sana, let's just make the show about manifesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely what we've become.
Right. And the key really is, you put out what you want, and we put out what we want all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm. The good, the bad, the ugly. Mm-hmm. We put it out. Everything in our life we attracted. Mm-hmm. The good, the bad, the ugly, whether it was on a conscious or an unconscious level.
Yes.
And, you know, it's like, for me, it's like all this weight stuff, which is actually diagnosis is lipedema. Mm-hmm. And I was like, at first I went to the old programming. Why is this happening to me? Why? I have enough stuff that I already dealt with. Why am I getting more? And then practice what you preach. Duh. I was like, wow. I remember when I was a little girl, because I was told, you're fat, you're ugly, don't eat that. If you eat that, you get fatter, blah, 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 blah. I remember clear as day the thought I had. If I had a disease, that's not my fault for me to be fat. Mm-hmm. In your face, people. In your face.
Right, because then you could be like a victim to it. It's like, it's not my fault.
Correct.
And you had that thought, and
correct. And I was still very much in victim mode.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I had a disease, then it's not my fault. Pressure is off of me.
Yeah. And like literally ask and you shall receive.
Right. Right. But to admit that, that's hard.
Yeah.
That is hard. And, you know, it's like, dang. But it's because of that programming, it's there.
Yeah.
So now reworking on that takes that power for awareness and that conscious effort and everything, you know. Mm-hmm. And because for me, looking back, you know, the 20/20 hindsight, looking back, there was really no attachment to it. It was just like, yeah, it would be nice to have.
It was like the cat tower.
Exactly.
No attachment.
Exactly. It's that no attachment. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But it was such a deep desire within. Here you go.
Well, so I think that brings up, like, even more. I've been already, like, today talking about Louise Hay quite a bit, but manifesting, like, beyond just things or like people around you, like, it's so terrifying because what you're also explaining to me is like you can manifest and like literally with your own thoughts and energy and vibrations create a disease within your own body.
Yes.
Like you can make yourself sick.
Right. And it's that discomfort. So if we're constantly negative, mm-hmm. and our thoughts are predominantly negative because everything is energy.
Yeah.
Our thoughts are energy. The chairs we're sitting on is energy. The air we breathe is energy. Everything is energy. It just all vibrates on a different level and frequency. And totally lost my train of thought, but that's okay.
No, it's like the disease, like festering in your body.
Right, and it's festering. If we don't deal with the emotions and the feelings that we have, the negative ones, they manifest themselves within our bodies as disease. And there's actually a book out, and I can recommend it, for anybody to read it. And I have it because it was recommended to me a few years ago, and it's become somewhat of my mantra. And it's called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die.
Ooh. I like that. I like that. Oh.
It was an eye-opener.
Okay.
And I've read it, and I remembered some of it, but I wasn't really ready to receive the full message.
So did you go back and it was like you knew, like, now I'm ready?
I go back to it all the time.
Yeah.
To me, it's like one of those books, it's my go-to. So whenever I feel something going on in my body, whether it's a headache or whatever, seriously, I look up, because it has a whole section in the book, has all kinds of like different diseases and ailments and everything, and the feelings potentially associated with it.
Stop it. Okay, so Louise Hay has a book like that too, and I do the same thing, where it's like a physical like ailment, even if it's like, okay, so this is something I can even look up and we can look up afterwards, but lately it's been my right foot, the ball of my foot. It's always like sore and feels like I've been stomping around on concrete. I bet you, like, in the book you're talking about, we could like go like look up what has to do with the foot, and it'll tell me something that's going on, and it's probably completely relevant to what I've been feeling and thinking.
And a lot of times, because I have it on my Kindle on my phone, because a lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, well, I don't know about that, and it's like, well, what's ailing you right now?
Stop, because I know about, like, that's something I believe, like, hands down. I don't need anyone to convince me. I'm just like, I know it is.
No, I mean, but here's the thing.
But a lot of people are skeptical.
A lot of people, they're very skeptical, and I pull it up. It's like, so what's? It's like, oh, I have a really bad headache right now. So I pull up the headache, and the potential feelings attached to it. And I said it could be one, could be some, could be all, it could be none. But so far, they're all sitting there going, OMG.
Yeah.
OMG. I said, yeah, you might want to really deal with those.
Hugely.
And I say the problem with that is because we stuff the negative feelings that we have, like animosity towards somebody or the anger or the fear or something. We stuff that way down because we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to face it. And because we stuff it down, because it's energy. Energy cannot be created. It cannot be killed. It can only be transformed. It transmutes.
Yes. So that's
and because it's your energy, it stays with you.
Yeah.
And it manifests as disease.
Well, and so that's actually like something I'm so interested in personally, and we've maybe talked a little of like just I don't know, I'm a Scorpio, I'm like a naturally like drawn to like dark things, like I like them, and so for me it's like a lot of the stuff we see out there in the self-help and like coaching world now is all like sunshine, rainbows, like everything, like you have to be high vibe all the time, right? But for me, like I see the other side of things where it's like sometimes you do have like a darkness and you need to address it, because if you just avoid it and you're like, I'm going to pretend to be happy, like that's still there and it was never dealt with, and there's going to be some type of like
it'll come back up.
Yeah.
I had to deal with that, because I was so focused staying in the light, staying in the happy, because I really didn't want to go back to that dark place. Fun fact, without darkness, there is no light.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
Without the darkness, there's no light. Okay? And what I had to learn, and I'm still working on that, is to embrace that dark side. Make that my friend, but not like, oh yeah, kumbaya, come back into my life and let's go back there. No. What I do and what we need to do is we need to acknowledge that it's there and take the lesson. Take that lesson from that to move forward. You know, and some lessons, and I keep repeating myself,
Yeah.
are what not to do.
Yeah, some of them
There
keep
simply
coming.
are just not what to do. It's like, yeah, you know what, that was like the dumbest thing I could have ever done. I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
But you have to have that awareness, because if you don't, you're going to do it again.
Well, so the whole, like, understanding your darkness kind of a thing, I had a really, really, like, profound experience with that. And it was, like, probably at this point, over a year ago for sure. But I have always struggled with, like, just being a worrywart, and struggled with, like, insecurity and, like, terrified of what people think or judgment, just like everything, right? Like low-key stuff that everybody really deals with, but it's like, it just felt so overwhelming and like such a burden to me, and I just felt so like tortured and suffered by it. But I was coming home from one of my coach training classes, and I had like a 90-minute drive, and I was super high vibe from being with all the people around me, but still like parts of me, I was scared to get up and like do coaching in front of the group because I didn't feel like I was good enough and I'd make a fool of myself. So like there was lingering little bits, but on that drive home, it was like that perfect storm of I had the perfect song playing. I was driving as the sun was setting. I started getting those chills, and like all of a sudden it was like I almost could see like an aura of like the sky, and I'm like, what is happening right now? And it was like super connected with the universe. And that was at that time that it like just dropped right into my head, and it was like all of your pain and your suffering and this darkness that I have is not a burden. It's actually a gift. And it was like, holy shit, as soon as, whoopsies, holy shoot, I don't know if we're supposed to swear. So as soon as,
We're not FCC regulated.
all
so.
right, so dang. So like as soon as that happened, it was like a perspective and a thought I had never had before. So as soon as that came to me, I just started bawling, because it was like, oh my God, I don't have to look at this as this ball and chain, as this horrible thing. Anytime I'm faced with this feeling of darkness, I know that it's like I'm this strong, powerful woman, and I can use this to help other people that are going through the same kind of a thing. So it was like, dang, game over. So Queen of Darkness.
Queen of Shift, Queen of Darkness, it's all good. No, but I mean, and it's true. It's really true. It's like those dark times that we went through. You know, I mean, it was we had to go through that because we had to learn the lesson. We had to grow from that.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's a painful lesson because we're stubborn. And the universe always gives us lessons.
Mm-hmm. And
if we don't acknowledge the lesson and learn from it, it comes back.
It will.
With a little added something.
Yes.
And it's like, will you get it now?
You will think that you passed the test.
You didn't get it yet.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back and I'll add a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
And if we keep ignoring that, and we keep ignoring the lesson and keep ignoring it and keep ignoring it, at some point it becomes so overwhelming, it's so powerful that it's really that getting hit with a 2x4.
Yeah.
Where you cannot ignore it. And that's usually when we have those pivotal moments in our lives, when we really think it's like, wow, this is the worst situation, the worst thing I've ever been through.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, now you see it, now you learn from it.
Yeah.
It's because you ignored all those other little signs and hints before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it won't stop. It goes on recycle, on repeat, and with a little bit more and a little bit more until we get the lesson. Once we get the lesson, we learn from it, we grew from it, then we can move forward.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I look back in my life, there's so many things that repeated, and I mean, when I say repeated, and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And once it was like, whap! I was like, okay, I got it.
Like finally, like
Right.
enough.
But I went in such a deep hole.
You had to get there because
I
you
had to
wouldn't
get
have.
there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get the lessons.
Absolutely. So I mean, I think.
So.
But see, so like the way that like my mind is interpreting this too is like for anybody that's watching that feels like just so low or like hopeless or just like abandoned and terrified right now. It's like we empathize with you first of all,
Absolutely.
right? But it's like just know that like that's not the end, and that honestly like you're in this dark place right now because you're learning a powerful lesson. Like something amazing is gonna come out of it. It just doesn't appear to you to be that right now, but like it will.
Right.
And that's been every time that I've been in like that kind of a situation. like I always have then been able to look back after a certain amount of time and it makes sense, but when you're in it, it's like the end of the world.
Oh my gosh, and you feel like a complete victim. It's like, why is this happening to me?
Yes.
Why me, and all of those things, you know. And for me now, I look at it, I mean, stuff still happens, and I'm going, oh man, this sucks.
Yeah.
Why?
Have a
And
little
then-
temper tantrum real
Well, I
quick.
have a little temperature, and we're like, why? I mean, and I look up to the universe, and it's like, really? This is stupid, this sucks, I'm so over this. And then this calmness comes over me, because of the information I have now, and it's like, well, stupid, you manifested all of that. That's all on you. And of course, me being a Leo, and a girl, I'm like,
Oh my god.
no, I don't want to own
That's
this.
so funny. So, okay, my...
But then then I stop, and I own it. I take the responsibility, you know. And sometimes stuff happens that's really out of our control. It's out of our control. We still manifested it for some reason, okay? But it's still out of our control. But what we control is how we react to it, you know. And that's where the power comes in, and that's where the responsibility comes in. How we react. You know, and so I take a deep breath and I take some inventory and hit myself upside the head, snuck some sense into me, you know, and it's like, okay, fine. Then I look for the lessons. What am I supposed to learn?
Yes.
What am I supposed, because it's not always right clear. It's not always smack in your face.
Well, so I think even having that mindset of let me look for the lessons is a game changer too.
Absolutely.
Like, because I never knew that until like the last few years, right? So I would have something happen and be like, why me? Like spiraling out of control, right? Like not understanding. But now having this new like awareness to say, okay, this does suck, but like what am I learning and what am I getting out of this?
Right.
It changes your whole experience.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it does. And that asking, you know, what am I supposed to learn? Where do I go from here? What do I do moving forward, instead of, why me? Why is this happening? I don't deserve this, and blah, blah, blah. That serves you nothing.
No.
It keeps you there, and clearly you're not getting the lesson, so guess what? Round 2 coming.
Get ready.
And the glove is bigger this time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fail.
Mm.
It does not fail. It's like, you can take that, you know, it's like, and we've heard it, and I've seen it, and I've heard it, you know, some people attract the same kind of people, same kind of relationships.
I've been that person for 90% of my life until my partner I have now.
See, because you went on repeat, because you didn't learn.
Yeah. And
you
I
didn't learn.
No, and it was just like glutton for punishment and like always following the same pattern and then like wondering why until I took the initiative to actually like dig into it and learn.
You mean you took action and responsibility?
Yes!
What?
I mean, let's be honest, my therapist told me about a book and that's how it all started. That's usually how every story starts. Like either my therapist or coach told me to read something and I was like, oh my god! But
sometimes that's what we need.
And that's what broke the pattern, because then I was like, holy crap, like I understand me, now I understand these people I'm going after, now I can break the pattern because I have the awareness.
Right.
I'm not doing that again.
Right, and that's awesome. And the thing is, I mean, I saw a therapist, you know, way back, you know, when I started crying on a Friday and I was still crying on Monday. I was like,
yeah,
I need help.
Yeah.
You know, so... And she did an exercise with me where I had to write a letter to my mother and put everything in there that she had done to me. And the nice thing was I never had to send it to her. I never had to read it to her. It was something for me. And that's like therapeutic, like on steroids. Holy wow. So I wrote it and I took it to the therapist and she goes, oh, and now read it to me. And I'm like, huh?
Oh no.
I mean, writing it is one thing. Reading it in your head is another thing.
Yeah.
Reading it out loud, holy crap.
Yeah, I just felt like the brick on my chest.
Oh my gosh. I bawled so hard, and then her and I were passing tissues back and forth because she's sitting there bawling. I'm like, I mean, at the moment I didn't realize it, but looking back after, you know, a while, years later, and I'm like, my therapist was bawling.
You're like, that was a great self-management.
I'm like, meh. No, but I mean, that's when it became real.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes real. And sometimes when I have something happening, and that helps me with my manifesting, by the way. When I have something happening, you know, it's like my health or something, I write it down and I write all the feelings and emotions, and I write a letter, like to my body, to myself or whatever. and then I read it out loud. Because now it's released.
Okay, I love that. I'm stealing that. I'm
Go
using
for
that
it.
for everything.
Go for it.
moving
The other
forward.
thing I do too is like to really is you can tear up the paper
Yeah.
afterwards or burn it.
Yeah.
I burn it in the sink where it's safe. Okay. I burn it and I take in a deep breath and I blow it all out but I always do it with love and gratitude and I thank it
yes.
for the lessons. I'm grateful for the things that it taught me. For the growth and all of that, and then I release it with love, and it's like, yeah, you don't need to come back by.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is so liberating, and it's because I mean I'm a hands-on visual type person, and I mean you can use an eraser, I mean whatever works for you, but for me actually watching it go up in flames and gone, and then I rinse the ashes down the drain. It's gone.
Yeah.
That to me is so.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, yes.
It is amazing. I love it. But yeah, manifesting. So here's the trick to manifesting.
Yes.
Visualize what you want. Okay, and involve all your senses. If you do vision boards, do the vision board. But don't focus on, say you want a certain car. Okay. Put down, hey, I want a Lamborghini. I don't really care what Lamborghini. Okay? I'm not focused on the year, the model, the color, the nothing.
Okay.
I'm not focused on it. I visualize the color. I like the yellow. It's like the yellow, like my walls. So I visualize myself in a car like that. I mean, you can do exactly, but I recommend you do like it because that way you leave it open for the universe to give you. Because there's more possibilities. Because if you go, I want exactly this, like this, now you have one possibility. It's like trying to win the lottery.
Yeah.
With one set of numbers. I mean, essentially it
hasn't worked for me yet, so.
Essentially it's the same way, but it's like, you know what? I would love a car like a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini would be great, or something better. And I always put out there, I want this, or more, or something better.
Yes.
That way it's like, whatever comes.
So that's step one.
That's step one, so you visualize. Say you want that car. You want a car. Say you want a convertible. Then you visualize yourself. You're driving in that convertible. The wind in your hair. The wind in your hair. The music playing. The smells, the sounds, the feel, everything. Involve all your senses. You can visualize with all your senses. Like you want a nice house in the country. You can visualize that. Like with everything in it, with the furniture and all of that.
So, but it's like next level visualization, right? Because it's like you're seeing it, but you're feeling it too.
And the feeling is the key.
Yes.
The feeling is the key because the feeling brings out the emotion.
Yes.
And it's that emotion that vibrates, that sends out the signal to the universe.
It's literally like energy and motion, emotion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ooh, chills. Yes. But that's exactly what that is. Because it's like you think about it and it's like, wow, that is really good. So you have that feeling, but now you put in that emotion.
And then that's literally like vibrating
and
out and
yes.
like starting to attract that vibration back.
Yes, like attracts like. We've all heard it. Like attracts like. Birds of a feather flock together. Misery loves company. All of that.
Yeah.
All of those things. It's all the law of vibration and the law of attraction.
So visualize.
Visualize it.
Feel it. Have the emotion. And then what?
And then you let go.
And then you let go.
You trust, you believe that you will have it. Imagine that you already have it, not that it will come. Because if we say, I will have $1 million, woohoo, you will. It's in the future. Technically, the future never comes.
That's very true, yes.
We have right now, right this very moment.
That's such an important distinction. That's so important.
Mm-hmm. The wording, the way we say things, the way we say things is key. So Neville Goddard, freaking love this guy. He's a dead dude now, but he wrote a book. It's about it's a really quick read. It's called The Power of Awareness. Mm-hmm. And the main message in his book, of course you have to be aware, but assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So when you imagine yourself, you visualize yourself driving in the car, believe you already have it.
Yes.
Believe as if you already have it. I mean, visualize it and feel it as if you already have it, as if you're sitting in the car right now driving, as if you're living in that house that you want
Absolutely.
right now. Do that, and do that every night. Do you know the best time to visualize?
Wait, maybe, because we've worked on this a little bit. It's
Right.
like in that state, like right before you're falling asleep at night.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like first thing in the morning too, when you're like halfway.
Yes.
I find it harder though, because it's like you're coming out of the sleep.
Right.
So before you fall asleep.
Right before you fall asleep.
So I have a question for you, for any like sort of skeptics out there, or anybody that has tried manifesting and maybe felt like they have failed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people that go through the steps we just discussed, but immediately have that little like inner critic saboteur voice being like, well, that's not going to happen for you. You're never going to have that. Like, how do you push past that and keep the momentum going?
First of all, be aware that you have that.
Okay.
And then you can become that forensic scientist. Why are you feeling that way? Okay? And then you can also go back in time, and we always say, it's like, well, the law of attraction is not working because we want the good stuff, and then we don't get it. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that when I tell people the law of attraction works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. I get this, well, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I laugh, I said, it works all the time for everybody, because just like gravity doesn't care who you are, what you are. You get dropped, you go down.
Okay, so that's actually, that makes it so much easier. It literally is like a universal law. Like gravity, you're going down. Law of attraction, you're going to get what you're focusing on.
What goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't care. Because it's the same for the law of attraction, law of vibration, any other laws of the universe. They don't care. There's no good, no bad, no ugly.
They just are.
It just is.
Yep.
Exactly. It just is. It is what we attach to it, the value we give it. And the value we give are the emotions and the feelings that we attach to it. Mm-hmm. And the thoughts and all of it. We make it good or bad.
Right.
We make it positive and negative.
Yes. Well, and so like the whole being your own forensic scientist, like within your brain. So it's like for those individuals, which like I'm one of them. Like it's me. I'm the individuals.
Hey, been there, done that.
Right? Like I definitely struggle with
Right.
that. Where it's like I will get so far and be like feeling like I'm doing so good, and then have that little like obnoxious voice that lives in my head, and then it's like, oh no, did I just ruin this entire process? You know what I mean?
You just don't. But here's the thing: now you have that awareness,
Right.
you know, because a lot of times we go on autopilot
Mhm.
because it's how we're conditioned.
Yeah.
It's what's familiar, and we go to that, you know. So, but when you put out, it's like, and this is, and then you imagine it, and then there's this little voice. It's like, good luck with that.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen. Then you're like, watch me.
So right, and then
You just give that attitude, and then it's like,
right.
you can also. What I started doing in the beginning was, well, why not me?
I love that one. Yeah.
Why not?
Literally, like, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
What do I have to lose? And here's the last key, really, to manifesting. You put out what you want with the feelings, with the emotions, everything, and then you let go, you detach. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part, because we want to be in control. We want to plan out the who, the what, the when, the why, and the details. That's not how that works. That's not how it works. You let it go, and you know. And here's the key of letting go too. And that took me a little bit to get to. But it is like, no matter what the outcome, know and believe you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And believe that you get what you ask for and better. And so I don't know if I shared that story with you earlier in 2019, this year. We were drowning in credit card debt. Mm-hmm. And this is manifesting on steroids to me. Okay, we were drowning in credit card debt, and that was right around the time when it started really clicking to me with the manifesting. Mm-hmm. And how that works. And we had about $100,000 in credit card debt, and there was no Peters left to rob to pay the Pauls.
Stressing me out just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh! And I remember I was sitting at my desk, and I was working on putting my plan together for the business and doing what I do, but I was so bogged down with the worry. It's like, whoa, what, blah, blah, blah. And I finally said, stop. It's like, well, hold on, stupid, practice what you preach. I mean, it came into me like loud and clear as if somebody was standing next to me. Really, it's like, hello, practice what you preach. And I was like, ooh, whoa, stop.
Yeah.
And I stopped that in my tracks. And again, because I have attitude, call it the German, call it the girl, call it the Leo, I don't care. So I'm sitting at my desk and I closed my eyes and I pictured myself with the universe. And I said, you know, you want me to do this, my business, and spread the happy and focus on that and all of that. But then you have me bogged down with all this garbage here.
Yeah.
Make this go away so I can focus on that. And I put out, it's like, you know, I need, because you can be a little specific, but leave it open. I know this sounds contradictory, but so I put out, I said, I need $100,000 or more by, that was January, and I think I put in April.
Okay.
Because I think I was able to spread out, you know, what little was left to April. And I said, I need it by April 30th or sooner. Okay? March 4th, poof, done. Right. So what you do is, so I put that out as like, this is what I need, and I need it or more, and I need it then or sooner. Make it happen. Attitude, I mean, seriously. And then I let it go. And then what you do is you take inspired action. You have to take action, that's key. I mean,
yeah, you can't just like
you
sit
can't
on the
just sit there and go
couch.
like, well, Beanie said, da-da-da, Linda, that one's for you. Beanie said, da-da-da. No, Beanie did not say that. Okay? You have to take action, inspired action. Whatever comes through to you, you have to take inspired. So what came through to me, and I laughed hard, was to do a cash refi on the house, cash out refi on the house. I laughed so hard because before I did what I do now, I was a mortgage loan officer. I know the numbers. There was no way we would qualify, ever. So first we had to qualify, which debt income ratio, not happening.
Right.
You know, so we had to qualify. And the house also had to appraise at a certain level. And I was just laughing, you know, because to me there was nothing. Then because of the debt income ratio issue, you know, our credit score had gone way down and everything. I mean, that was like... It was like
it sounds like every odd is against you.
Right. And again, because I've done mortgages, that income ratio... Not happening. Well, I have an amazing friend. She's my miracle worker. So I called her because everything inside me said, well, what do you have to lose?
Exactly.
Call and ask. You never know. And I was laughing as I was dialing. And she answered the phone and I'm still laughing. She goes, oh my God, what's up? And I said, can you check in to do a cash out refi on the house? It's not going to happen. I mean, I was convinced. And here's how powerful this is. As I'm talking to her, I was convinced it wouldn't happen. I was hoping it would, but I didn't think it would.
See, I was like, how? I'm like...
But that's how strong my deep down desire was.
Because the deep down desire trumped that disbelief that it would.
The subconscious
okay.
trumps the conscious.
Okay. That's why.
The subconscious trumps the conscious.
That's like the key.
And she said, well, give me that information and, you know, poof, done. And the bonus, because, you know, I asked for and got $100,000. And I asked for or more.
And you got the or more?
And I got the or more. I'm driving the or more. I got my dream car, like 2 weeks later, I got my dream car, which is the Lexus ES350 in the atomic silver. It's in my garage.
So listen to her.
Guys, I'm telling you, it works. And it's worked for me my whole life. Looking back, because when I was a little girl, playing with a neighbor girl, we played Barbies, my Ken was always an American. He was always a cowboy. I'm married to an American. And I didn't even know it then. I didn't know it then. But that was something, it's like to take me away, to save me. But the manifesting is so powerful, it is amazing. You can play around. So here's a little task for you, because it's fun. Don't believe me? Start here. So think of an animal or something. I like to use the example of blue glass. Think blue glass. think you want to see blue glass. And remind yourself, a couple of times, I want to see blue glass. And then go about your day and notice how much blue glass you see. And it can be physical blue glass, it can be in a picture, somebody could mention it. It could be any form and format of blue glass. And it's like, bam.
I've heard people do that, or like with like something like pink elephant or just anything, and you will see this stuff like you will.
Well, I mean, it's like, when you bought your car.
Yeah.
You were dreaming about your car, right? It's like you pictured it and the color.
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. Like I left it open like you did, where I was obsessed with Jeep Grand Cherokee, right?
Right.
But I was like, I don't know if financially I can do that. But I'm like, okay, something like this, and I kept visualizing like the Grand Cherokee, and I swear to God, the like model and the year of the compass I have is like the baby junior Grand Cherokee. It's perfect. It's like exactly, I love it.
Nice.
So it showed up, and it was like a color I liked. It was better than I would have ever expected. It was like perfect.
Right. So let me ask you this: before you got that car, did you see that car a lot on the roads?
No.
How about after you drove your car off
Everywhere
the lot?
I look.
That's manifesting because now it's in your awareness.
Yeah.
And that is the power of awareness.
I like didn't even know it existed. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because when we have that awareness and we pay attention, what we think about, we bring about. Whatever we focus on, we get more of.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that.
So it really is that easy. So I like that. So it's like a little like the blue glass experiment. Like go for it. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's fun. And you can manifest. So visualize what you want. With everything in your body, with the feeling, everything that you can, all your 5 senses, put in the feelings, put in the emotions, what it would feel like for you to have, whether it's money, it's a house, it's a relationship, whatever it is, put everything into it and do that, every night. Do it for like 30 days or however long you want to, right before you drift off to sleep. It's so awesome because now you're like, oh yeah. See, for me, I visualized myself walking into my office. And it's like,
okay, and it's so much better of a way to fall asleep than freaking out and like worrying about what you have to do tomorrow. It's like let yourself have this like fantasy.
Instead of worrying about what you don't want,
yeah,
focus on what you do want.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's like the best little dream, like drifting away like that.
Exactly. So you do that, and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Believe as if it already happened. Don't go as like, oh, I will have this and I will have that. No, you won't, because that's the future. The future never comes. We only have right this moment. So in this moment, believe that you already have what you want.
Yeah, and you're falling asleep in the bed in the house that you're visualizing right now with the headboard you want.
It's like for me, falling asleep in my car that I want.
Yeah.
With the new car smell, and it's like, oh, the leather feels so good. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, it's amazing. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and then just believe that it will happen, that it is happening, that it's already happened. Have that faith, have that belief.
Yeah, it's just pushing through the crowd, making its way to you.
And then just let it go. Because here's the thing. You assume that you already have. You assumed your feeling of the wish fulfilled. And your subconscious that sends out all the signals doesn't know the truth or the lie. It just is. It just is.
And the subconscious is more powerful.
And the subconscious has all the power.
Keep fueling that subconscious.
Fuel the subconscious, give it the good stuff, and let it go.
Hell yeah.
And trust that no matter what, you'll be okay. It's
literally that easy.
It really is that easy. And you have to take inspired action. So if you want a certain thing, you still have to, whatever comes through, whatever, comes through.
Well, and honestly,
not here, but here.
Yeah, you'll know, just pay attention, intuitively, you'll be like, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
Exactly. So. It is fun, and you can play with it, start with little things like blue glass, or you want to see doves.
Cat tower.
Cat tower, cat tree, It doesn't matter. But it's like, focus on that. Or you want to see eagles, for instance.
I'm probably going to see all of this on my drive back home now. I'll check in.
It's just, and it's fun. I mean, you can have fun with it. If you don't believe me, play around with it. That's what I tell people. It's like the best way for you to do it is to do it yourself. And then also, from when I started, when I heard about it, looking back, that 20/20 hindsight vision, times when I wanted something, and I always said it's like dreams do come true. That has been my saying, dreams do come true, because it's like with Jeff, and so many other things. Well, now I know it's the power of manifesting.
Yeah, you can
It's
look
just-
back and actually
Right.
see all the things that you actually have.
Right. Of course, you know, on my journey now that I started a few weeks ago, embracing my darkness and also understanding and accepting and acknowledging that yes, I attracted the crap too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, now that we're aware of that, now we can fix it.
Absolutely.
And that's just, we have all the power. That is so, it just excites me. It's amazing. It's like, once you understand that and you start playing around with it, and you know, start little.
Yeah.
And play with that and get really good at that. And then it's like, oh wow, this really works. Let me try something bigger. Let me try something bigger and bigger and bigger. And before long, you'd be like, master manifester.
Absolutely.
It's like I manifested my team.
Yeah.
I manifested what I'm doing. I mean, you manifested everything and you manifested everything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's on a conscious or a subconscious level.
Yeah.
It's just, can you tell it excites me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I feel it growing within me.
It's just so. And the other thing too, so real quick, on that, you know, listen to your gut, your intuition. This is your ego. This is your heart. This is your intuition. This is where your higher self comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So listen not to the voice up here, because that's your ego talking. That's your conscious talking. And that's all the programming that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what comes from here? You know, from your heart, from your gut. I mean, literally, anywhere but your brain, anything but your head.
Yeah.
Because your head is your ego.
Yeah.
And your ego? No.
No.
Because your ego has all that old programming, and it's like, but we've always done it this way.
Exactly.
And we cannot do it this new way because new is scary and da-da-da-da. And that's your ego, that's your brain talking. So listen to your
Absolutely.
intuition coming from your heart.
Yep. And you'll know it.
And you'll know it.
Yep.
Cash refi on the house. Snicker.
Yeah.
So, but anyway. Do you have any other questions on that real quick?
I don't think so. I think this has been awesome.
And realized that you're my guest, and I think I did most of the talking.
I don't think so.
No, I hope not.
No way.
Hey, anyway, hope it was great information for you guys. It was useful. So we'll have Jessie back.
Yes, and seriously.
Jessie is awesome.
Thank you. And like, no, I'm so excited though, especially for this video. It's like, for anyone that has manifested or is practicing and just starting, like, let us know what happens. I want to hear your success stories.
Right. It's fun. Just play with it.
And if you're searching for your next opportunity, maybe you will be one of our team members.
You never know.
Yeah.
Hey, in the meantime, go to giftfrombeanie, BEENIE.com and get my Guide to Happiness.
And follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook.
All of those things.
All of the above. We're there.
And some are matters of perspective, some is Queen of Shift.
And there's even Mo, who you can't
And
see
Mo,
right
the
now,
service
perhaps,
dog.
but-
Yes, and his info will be in the credits. Your info will be in the credits.
Perfect.
And he's been
Signing
so
off.
good. He's so cute. So, hey, oh, there he comes. You gonna say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
I say bye. Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, be happy, be kind, be love. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.